Okay, I had a question about this problem, but I couldn't help with the particular problem that they asked about because it won't let me adjust the graph. So I'm going to do it from scratch. This is 5.2, question 1. Okay, let's just do one. All right, so graph the polynomial function f of x equals x squared times x plus 3 using these parts. Okay. Determine the end behavior of the graph of the function. The graph behaves like y equals blank for a large value. This is going to behave like x cubed. Okay. Why? Because x times x is x cubed. Find the x and y intercepts of the graph. The x-intercepts are, well, x-intercept implies that y equals 0 or f of x equals 0. So if I set that equal to 0, what would cause that to go to 0? If x was 0, the whole thing would go to 0. So x times x is 0, x time or 0 times anything would be 0. So 0 is certainly a place. It looks like -3 would also cause this one to go to 0, right? So maybe I should put it in order. -3, comma 0. Yeah, I think that's okay. All right, the y-intercept implies that x equals 0. If x equals 0, this goes to 0, this goes to 0, the whole thing goes to 0, the y-intercept is 0. I don't think it wants me to type in an ordered pair, so I'm going to try this. Okay, it wanted that. The zeros of f is r. The zeros are -3 and 0. The lesser zero of the function has multiplicity. Multiplicity is how many times does it count? Mine was -3 was the smaller value, so that was multiplicity 1. So it crosses, and x-axis x equals -3. Okay. The greater one for me was 0, and so the graph, I'm sorry, it's 0, but it has multiplicity of 2 because that's squared. 0 is squared. 2 touches, and that occurred at 0. Okay. And then determine the maximum number of turning points. Well, this is x cubed, so the maximum number would be 2. It's 1 degree less for a polynomial. All right, now the graphing. This was the actual question, was how do you graph something like this? Okay, so we're looking at this. We know where our zeros are. So I think the intercepts are a pretty good place to start. Hopefully you can see that. I wish I could make it bigger. I wish I could make it bigger for me. It's x cubed, so we do want to have the option of plugging in a few points here. I know I have -3, 0. I know I have 0, 0. What's another point I have? If I plugged in 0, I got 0, 0. Okay, that doesn't help. What if I just plugged in 1? What would I get? Uh, 4. I would get 4. 1, 4. That's a place to start. Let's see, I've got 3 points. If I plugged in -1, I would get -1 squared is 1. That'd give me 4. So that seems to be enough to make that. Let's hit save. Let's check answer. It says it's incorrect because I'm recording this. All right, I'm pretty sure that was right though. All right, we know -3. We know 0, 0. We know 1, 4, right? And we know -1, +2. I must have just typed it in wrong. Sorry about that. Having a rough morning of it, but, if you want me to do any other problems, I'm happy to do them. Otherwise, I'll just wait until you ask another one.